Hockey fans, welcome to the season premiere of BoardCheck, Impact Media's weekly drive through the neutral zone into Ovechkin's office. We going top shelf because we fancy like that. All into the world of professional hockey. We are going to talk some Nashville Predators. We are going to talk some Carolina Hurricanes. And of course, we're going to talk some Atlanta Gladiators, along with some league news as well. First, if you want to follow this show, it is a little different from the rest of our shows. It is because Board Check was the original Impact Media show long before it was Impact Media. That's a fun story if you guys ever want to hear it, but I'm not going to tell it on here. You'll have to find me at one of these games or at another event, and I promise I'll tell it to you if you really want to know. Pretty cool little story. But if you want to follow this show, you go to YouTube at BoardCheck99. That is BoardCheck 99, just like the great one. And when you go to there, or you can also find that on Twitter X Twitter, whichever you want to call it. You can find everything about this show on that channel. Sometimes you catch a little rugby coverage too. Similar audience. You guys know that. Also, the Impact 99 will find me on any of the social medias, which will also find you links to the board check stuff. So in case you have trouble with the links, or in case you just forgot how to get to it, just find the Impact 99, and I assure you it will get you right to it. Now, as I said, the season technically kicked off in Prague a couple weeks ago. Fantastic. I love those international games. I'm glad they're able to make them make sense. A lot of times it's a hometown thing for a lot of the competitors, which is a fantastic thing. And also just it's fun. Hockey is a global sport. You guys know that because you're a great audience. So as I said, the season kind of kicked off tonight. There was a triple header right now, I believe. We got the TV on in there. Producer Sassy was watching. She's still watching it. Looks like the Panthers are up 4-1 on the Boston Bruins. Been a fun game to watch. That's been a fun game to watch. We would have probably recorded this show by now had it been a terrible game. But of course, those are two of the big powerhouses in the East. They will probably see each other in the playoffs somewhere. And I assure you, Florida is not always gonna be up 4-1 on the Boston Bruins. Also, the Utah Hockey Club. I honestly hope they keep that. The Utah Hockey Club. I'm probably gonna have to buy some merch for now. Uh, because I feel like they're going to change it. And just like the Washington Football Club, the Utah Hockey Club just sounds wicked sick. It sounds so wicked sick. And you guys know that's not my team. Uh, but tonight, like I said, we're going to talk some Carolina. We are going to talk some Nashville. We're not going to talk crazy hairline. We're going to talk Nashville. And let me know if you guys want one of these? I think it still has on the back. It has all the ways you can follow the show and all that. But if you guys want some of these shirts, let me know. Maybe we'll give some away throughout the year. But hit me up in the DMs, in the comments if you think you might want one of these shirts. It's kind of a royal blue, or want it in a different color. Let me know, and should be able to get them for you. I don't see where that's going to be a problem. And we'll give a shout out to the amazing human being who makes all of my shirts very, very soon. So let's start with the Atlanta Gladiators. Back for season number 2, full-time season number 2, is not only Liam Godimer, who has been on this show multiple times, as the play-by-play and voice of the Atlanta Gladiators. This guy back in Media Row for year number 2. We are uber excited for that. This was actually There we go. Get in front of this was actually last year's pass. Looking forward to this year. And speaking of this year, they released their training camp roster earlier today. Let's look real quick. We got on defense, Dylan Carabia, Matt Clark, who was on a tryout, Brendan Dadema, Christian Hausinger, Andrew Jarvis, Bradley Jenian, who was on a tryout, Derek Topatai. I think that's how you say his name. We're going to go with that. Derek can correct me later. And Zach Yoder, the Yode man. Our forwards this year, Easton Armstrong. I wonder if he's related to Colby. That would make him fantastic. Josh Boyer. That's gonna get confusing in a minute. Alex Cohen, who's on a pro tryout. Cranny is back. Ryan Cranford, Carson Denemy. I think Carson's one we picked up in a late season trade. I'm glad he stuck around. Even if he's not who I think he is, I'm glad he's around. Tyler Deverich, PJ Fletcher, Connor Galloway, who was on a tryout, Michael Marchesand, one of my favorites, Brett Macrones, Macronis. We're going with Macronis. He's on a tryout. Blake Murray, Niels is back. Eric Neely. I think you guys remember him. He was the assistant coach last year. Good to see he's healed up and back in. Jackson Pearson is back. Cody Sylvester, the ageless wonder, and Mitch Walensky. And our goaltenders at the moment are Drew DeRitter, who I'm pretty sure we acquired in a trade late. I look forward to what he's going to do under the shield. And Josh Boyko, who is returning. That's a that's a loaded roster. That is a really really loaded roster. Now, of course, where there it is. Opening night coming up Saturday, October the 19th at 7 p.m. They are going to host the Indy Fuel. They were also going to face them. Where is it? That's opening night. They're also going to face them. Uh, yeah, that's the Saturday. The following Sunday, they're going to host the Indy Fuel at 3 p.m. I'll be honest, better shot of seeing us at that game because I'm looking it up as we speak. I believe we are at a previous engagement on opening night, which is going to be good for where we are and what we'll be doing. Kind of wish we were there opening night, but wouldn't miss what we're doing for anything. So, and that screen is not going to work. So, but they have the opening games coming up. That is next weekend. By the way, that is next Saturday and Sunday, 7 p.m. and 3 p.m. Make sure to get your tickets and plan accordingly. They will be doing some fantastic. They do so much fan interaction stuff, and there's so much more this year that than in previous years. There is things that Liam could not talk about a little ways back when he was on this show, and man, I look forward to it because it sounds like some of the stuff that I know I've said, some of the stuff you guys have said, it sounds like they've taken it to heart, and it sounds like they're actually going to do those things. A lot of those things. I think it's going to be more interactive. I think it's going to be more of a show. I think you guys are going to really, really enjoy it. Where is it? Hmm. I'm gonna have to check the schedule. There's a chance we might be at opening night. I am the thing that I thought would be potentially in the way is not. So maybe we try to figure that out. Maybe we try to figure that out. I'm kind of a little more excited now. I hope you guys are too. So that's pretty much the Gladiators, though. We're gonna have Liam back on the show. We are gonna try to have some of the players and some of the front office people because that's the people you guys are asking me about. We're gonna continue to we live tweet during those games. If you want to follow us along at Twitter, we do the videos in between as well. I believe the Panthers just scored another goal. They got to be the heavy favorite this year. Um, but if you've never been to a Gladiators game, consider this the open invitation. Come see a Gladiators game. Tickets are super affordable. This was their ice from last year when they did a special function where you could write cancer survivors and write people's names on the ice, just in memory of them and honor of them. Just there's It was such a great thing. That's why I like it as our background here. We'll have different ones throughout the year. But man, just if you haven't been to a hockey game, come to a KSU game, come to a Gladiators game, come to any game, high school if it's in your area. Go to a game. There's so much fun. Hockey is definitely a sport that is so much fun in person. I don't care what level, even when you get into the younger generations. Though there's so much fun. It's such a pure sport. It's all about the competition, and I just implore people to come check it out. Now, let's talk a little Nashville Predators. Nashville is in a different spot in general, the team is, than the Carolina Hurricanes. And we'll talk about the Hurricanes in a minute, but Nashville, just a couple years ago, was selling high on a lot of their aging veterans and bringing in the youth movement and bumped a lot of people up from their AHL level, which I don't like calling it AAA, but it's the level right before the NHL level, right before because it's all pro. It's all pro, whether it's A, double A, triple A, whatever it is. ECHL is just the step before you get to the AHL. But they're AHL people. They called a lot of them up, and those young kids who had all been playing together on the ice bonded. And a couple years ago, just or was it last year? It might have been last year. Just no, it was a couple years ago, and started playing hard and popped their way into the playoffs. Just just crazy, absolutely crazy how that particular thing went. Um, and also built upon that to where the last couple of years were supposed to be down and rebuilding years, and here they are right on the cusp of playoffs, sometimes in the playoffs, making rushes. I mean, just the stars that they have and the ones that are and the ones that are the up and coming. You have um here we are. It's the exact one I was going to say. Luke Evangelista. That dude's a future all-star in this league. I mean, possibly this year, but future stud. Philip Forsberg, Jonathan Marchessault comes across from the Golden Knights. Michael McCarron, Tommy Novak, Ryan O'Reilly still around. Colton Sissons, and my goodness, Steven Stamkos. How do we miss Stammer? Stammer leaves Tampa to sign with Nashville. You can say, "Oh yeah, aging veteran." I say leadership, and he sees that the Predators are close to another title. I don't know if they're as close as Tampa, but I feel like Tampa's fading a little. So maybe Steven Stamkos is that missing piece here in Nashville. As far as the defenseman, Alexander Carrier, Roman Yossi still around, Jeremy Lauzon, I'm a big fan of practically everybody named Jeremy. Brady Sky, Luke Shin, and of course Scott Wedgwood, the backup, and UC Saros, the brick wall that is UC Saros, by far probably one of the top 3 or 4 goalies in the league. Man, this is fun. This team, man, is just incredible. Shout out to all the people in the greater Nashville area. We're working on some stuff that maybe may just floating this out there, just floating it out there, floating. Here we are, floating it out there. This year, BoardCheck would like to go on the road and catch a game or so in Charlotte, not in Charlotte, in Raleigh. Charlotte would be nice too. Raleigh, and a game or so in Nashville. Just just floating that out there. And if you guys have any insight as to how we could make that happen even smoother, let us know. Now, this could be a towards the end of the year, early next year thing. But and when I say next year, I mean like, the back end of the season. But let us know. Let us know. There's a couple of us here. We're thinking about putting a trip together, and we just think that that would be the most ideal thing to do is to come see you guys at all these places. We have friends in Nashville, friends in Raleigh. We have friends all over. We think it would be fun to get to do that. So the Predators will kick off Thursday night, I believe. See, well, they technically it did. Okay, this is all preseason. Yes, I believe they kick off their season. They did they play last night and they didn't. I think they played last night and hit and update it here on the site I'm looking at. But they play at home on Thursday the 10th, 8 p.m. They are in Nashville against the Dallas Stars. Man, they got a home schedule too. They will play one, two, three, four, five, six, seven of the 10 games in October, regular season games, will be at home. That that's incredible. They're going to get Dallas, Seattle, Edmonton, Detroit, Boston, Columbus, and Edmonton all in Nashville. Those are going to be fun matchups. You want to know where you are as a squad early on? You're going to get a test against Dallas, against Seattle. You're going to get Edmonton twice, and Boston, Detroit, and Columbus. Interesting, but it's going to be fun. That's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move to Carolina real quick. This might be a quick show. It might not be. I may ramble for over 30 minutes again. Looks like opening night for the Hurricanes. They are going to host the Tampa Bay Lightning on Friday. That is going to be up in Raleigh. All right. So I said Nashville. Uh, we thought they were trying to build back up, but instead they're on a little bit of a rise. They're a little ahead of schedule of where a lot of people had them. The Hurricanes have been on top, a top probably 3, 4 team in the league, top three team, I would say, the last 4 or 5 years or so. They've been right on the cusp of winning a title and just fallen short um, each and every time. So, kind of stuff happens. But as far as where this team is, they're trying to plug and play. They lose a piece here, they try to plug in a better piece there. They try to upgrade and keep this thing going because they are just just they're right there. They're one of those teams that all you need is the puck to bounce your way once or twice, and you're hoisting Stanley's Cup. And by the way, that's how big a hockey nerd I am. Is that the only thing that I will call a Stanley Cup is the trophy that you lift when you win on the NHL level, when you win the playoffs in the top level is the Stanley Cup. Um, More power to the people that call travel water containers that, but Stanley Cup is the big trophy that you hoist. That I've yet to actually touch or see. I'm hoping to do that soon. But people, uh, Carolina fans, you guys know your guys. So let me tell the rest of the league who your big stars are. Everything starts with Sebastian Aho. He, a couple seasons ago, stepped up his game to where he is a top 10 scorer in the league. He is one of the leaders of this team, and a lot of things pivot off of Sebastian Aho. William Carrier, Jack Drury, Seth Jarvis is an unsung hero. He is one that doesn't get mentioned as much, but he by far is one of the top line mates as well. Jesperi Kotkaniemi is another big one. They've got Brendan Lemieux, yep, of that lineage. Jordan Martinook, Marty Nachos. I'm a big Martinook and Nachos fan. Jordan Stahl is still there, and Andrei Svechnikov. Big Svechnikov fan. Love that guy. They still got my spirit animal getting a little better. It's not really in his honor, but if it makes him feel better than it is his honor, my spirit animal, Brent Burns, one of the big defensemen, Shane Gauthier. You got Dmitry Orlov, Jacob Slavin. Jacob Slavin should be a perennial all-star if he's not. He's just he's amazing, guys. He really is amazing. And then, of course, Frederick Anderson and Pyotr Kochetkov, the guy in waiting. If Anderson gets hurt or has some issues, Kochetkov will take it over. And there's a chance that they just do goalie by tandem here anyway. And Frederick Anderson of Toronto fame has done some good stuff with Carolina. Pyotr Kochetkov has in spot duty as well. This team is loaded. This team is loaded. I would say they have still got to be a they have got to be a perennial favorite. They've got to be a top four, top five favorite. Now we'll get into the top favorites here in a second, or at least who I see could be those big contenders. Um, Opening night, as I said, will be God. They are not going to play until Friday. That is, I mean, they're not even going to have a game in between. They are going to play Friday and host the Tampa Bay Lightning 7 p.m. out in the greater Raleigh area. Let's look. Let's look at who I think are the favorites to potentially hoist the cup. Um, I think you got to say Calgary. You got to say Edmonton. I think you got to say Colorado. You, I think Nashville's close, and then Vegas, Seattle. Those are really good teams. As far as the West, I would say your favorites have got to be Edmonton and Colorado. Don't sleep on those other teams. In the East, Boston, Florida, they're in the both in the Atlantic. That's insane. They're both in the Atlantic. Um, yeah, Boston, Detroit, not Detroit, Boston, Florida, maybe Toronto's the three there. We'll see how that goes. In the Metropolitan, you got to go Devils, you got to go Carolina. More than likely Rangers, but God, that is a that is a row of just a gauntlet. That is a gauntlet because this is the Metro. You've got New Jersey, you've got Carolina, you've got Columbus, Islanders, Rangers, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Washington. Those are 8 teams that are slugfest at any point. As far as the favorites on the East, I think Carolina, I would say the Rangers, and I would say Boston and Florida. If I had to take a pick right now, I'm not even going to base it off what I just saw. What would I like to see? Carolina versus Nashville or Vegas, Toronto. Give me something crazy. I would like to see Carolina versus Nashville. Um, but if I had to make a pick right now, if they said you absolutely have to make a pick based off of just what you feel, give me, man, that's tough. Give me Florida, Colorado. Give me the Panthers versus the Avalanche. I'll feel better about picking that than I do any other one, and that's hard. It's hard because the NHL is so close now. Where even the last place team and the first place team could duke it out in a 7 game series, and one team wins 3 games, and the other team wins 3 games, and then they tie the other one, and it just makes no sense. Now, granted, you'd have to go to a tiebreaker at that point, but Man, just hockey is on another level. As I said, if you want to come out to a game, come out to a KSU game. I'm the voice of KSU hockey. This year they're playing just past campus. I mean, we're talking 5 minutes past campus at the Atlanta Ice House. Come check out those games. In fact, maybe that's where I'm at the 19th. I should look. Um, come check out a Gladiators game. Try to see which ones I'm at. Come say hello. If not, say hello to Liam and all the other people down there. They do such a fantastic job of fan engagement. The jersey auctions are always wild. I stay late after those all the time, knowing that I have a cool drive home. I like to stay for those jersey auctions because, man, you guys are wild with how crazy those go. But this has been the season premiere of BoardCheck, our oldest show here at Impact Media. We appreciate you guys that come on here each and every week and allow us to talk about the greatest game, hockey. I'm your host, Jeremy the Impact York. We will see you guys next week. Go Canes, go Glads, go Preds, go watch hockey. Deuces, gooses.